Good afternoon, welcome back to a very warm, very muggy, no rain, no stress, black clouds but still no rain. Sleepy cat, she's opted for the hammock, so hammock Peterborough. I'm going to let Cat do the fish stuff, but just a little look. I've got the polarising lens on, hopefully that'll make a little bit of a difference. But Cat will give you an update either in another video or later on in this video. So that has been our little perch for the last few hours. We'll see where we're at later. Right, so that was a makeshift cover. You might not be able to see this, but this is filthy. This has been running 5 days now. I'm going to try manually clean and manually bubble. I haven't automated the system yet. We'll see how it goes, and then I'm going to switch over to filtered water for this to act as a polisher. See what happens. Turn it off first. Shut the valve off. So basically I can give the filter full bore cleaning, or I can reroute some of the air to the air stones outside. So this is what full bore looks like, but I haven't opened the valve to take all the waste out. If I open the air supply to the air stones, if I need to run them on a hot day, this is how much water I can generate, or how much air I can generate, and that is just proper filthy. So I've practiced in the past of dumping this water, but I fully opened the valve on 1.5 inch, whereas right is fully open on 1 inch. So what I'm going to do is gently crack open the valve halfway to try and recreate as close as it should be. I'll put full bore in again just to get that really mixed up, and then I'll gently crack open this. So even that's quite fast. I might slow that down a little bit further. Now the problem being is some of these fines are getting collected within the media itself. Is it supposed to shed everything? Is it possible to shed everything? I don't know, I'm just practicing. So what I'll do now is I will alter the valves and allow filtered water to come in this time. So I'll turn the valve off, open the filtered water and kick in the pump, and turn the air off. There's an awful lot of waste still in there, so it looks as though it's definitely going to need a second, maybe a third clean. But in Writers and other versions, they are actually a polisher, so they're not going to get this much waste and rubbish in. Right, what I'll do is I'll agitate that again and dump it again. Turn the valve off, turn the pump off. So there are quite a number of large, I'm not going to say fines because they're just basically pieces of rubbish in there. It's impressive. Right, I shall dump that out again. So this time I've only cracked the valve about a quarter turn. Like I say, I'm just practicing. I'm not exactly certain how this is going to work out. Turn the air off. Allow the water level to drop fully out. Okay, that's out. Close that valve off. So I'm going to try about 4 or 5 days running through the biological side. Open the valve on that. Kick the pump off. Water level rises. Media follows it. And see how that works. All this is temporary because I'm still waiting for the one-way valve to come from eBay. Water level has dropped in the drum, so now the drum is cleaning, but it's something I've got to expect with emptying this out. Right, I shall put the temporary cover back. So, still a little bit to do yet. I've got to fully automate this. I'll just show you what I'm actually doing in the garage. Sorry for wobbling you about. So with respect to this section, so from this coupling, this piece of pipe with the elbow in the corner going into the rubber 90. I'll follow you. So because I did say that we're going to create an experimental side to the pond, this is going to be a carbon copy of the piece of pipe that I've just shown you, with this fitting on from an old well-used valve, and I'm going to measure from this edge to this face, cut this pipe and insert this solenoid valve. It may just need to tip slightly forward because of the pipe above it. So that all comes when it's fully automated. I've ordered an electrical cabinet, I've got to order some sockets, I've already got my electronics ready to go in, if I can actually find them. You never know when you put stuff down and you think, oh, where have I put that now? Anyway, 1 second, I'll find it. So there's the electronics. A CRG01. I think that come from America. So that's where we are with that. There's a lot of tuning to go into it before I'll be satisfied. Perhaps the media that I've put in is a little bit too big. Maybe I should have put micro K1 in, but that's the beauty of having an experimental area of the pond that I can play with. I can switch that on and off as discussed in other videos without altering the parameters of the other parts of the pond. So up to now, quite pleased with that. So we'll leave it there. Thank you.
So good afternoon everybody. This is just a quick fishy update, that's all. Thank you very much for all your messages of support about the fish. I'm pleased to say we're pretty much there, thankfully. I know some of you suggested putting some Tamidine on the Sorghoi after we got it out earlier last week. It had crossed my mind, but life kind of got in the way, and obviously with working and everything, we didn't have a chance to. But I don't think we've had to. So I'll just sort of show you how well they're doing. We put another treatment of aquaflavin in on Friday, just really to top up the antibacterial, also try and get rid of any bacteria in the fish. Did a water test on Sunday. Chlorine helped them put the, what do you call it, sodium thiosulfate in. The chlorine level was 0, so that has worked. Thanks to Carol's comment came in about the effect of sodium thiosulfate on chloramine, which is what we have in our water. Having had a look into it, it looks like it splits the chlorine off from the ammonia, which chloramine, amine meaning protein, ammonia compound. So this is basically chlorine and ammonia. The chlorine then can off-gas, in the waterfalls and the bubble column, and from the surface of the water, that'll get released. And the ammonia, we obviously I think we probably, if we use thiosulfate, we've just got to make sure we keep an eye on our parameters. So I did parameters on Sunday, that's the regular weekly one, and actually the nitrite were up a bit. The ammonia was 0, to all intents and purposes it's 0. Nitrite were up a little bit, which is not surprising, because as well as giving a little bit of an ammonia load, because we've also knocked off the good bacteria using the aquaflavin. So we won't use any more aquaflavin unless we have to. We've put some more pond gel in, and we're feeding the fish a little bit less, just to try and give the bacteria a bit of a head start in the battle. Checked parameters again today when I got home, and the nitrate is still a little bit high. The nitrite is coming down a little bit. None of them were dangerous, they were just very slight pink tinge, which just means that there is enough present to show on the assay, which is not ideal. Ideally you want the assay to be white. So let's see, has it come up? Yeah. Now I don't know if you can see this, because so the Sorghoi is now fins out. Sail up, coming up for food. So yeah, I think all good and happy. The Parachina is behaving normally, like a fish should, and actually when you compare it to Clint, it seems to be putting weight on already, and size. So yeah, I think for this little episode, until the next time, I think we're about there, which is good news. So yeah, thanks for all your comments and concerns. One of the comments I had a while ago was talking about diseases. Obviously, having had this little episode of whatever it was, I've been doing a little bit of looking into some of those, some of the common diseases, so the parasites, a little bit about bacteria and viral illnesses. So I'll be doing a video, or might actually split it into two, on those in the next few days. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.
So this now is running from the biological side, and it's acting as a polisher. I can say with resounding success that drawing straight from the bottom drain was brilliant. We got rid of some rubbish. Now we're running off this is the bottom drain dirty supply, this is the clean biological supply. I dumped this upflow filter twice, and as a result we're now trying to fill back up and compensate for the loss. And if I can just lift this up, it had a punishing effect on the water level. So basically it's not topping up fast enough from that supply, and this is now cleaned 3 times. So the drum believes it's dirty when it's actually just not got enough water in. So that's basically a finding, something that I'll have to be aware of next time. So swapping over from polishing to basically rubbish removal from the biological side to the dirty side is the better way to go. Does that make sense? It works better off the bottom drain, taking out the rubbish. Topping up is a lot easier and a lot simpler and doesn't affect any other part of the system, whereas running off the biological side depletes the level of the water in the filter and as such kicks the drum off too many times. So what I'm going to do is persevere with it. It might clean 2 or 3 times and that's fine, but hopefully the water top up will catch up. Then I shall run this 4 or 5 days and monitor the water progress. Every so often there is a piece of this which we've discussed, and that pops up through here and floats up here. So that's also something that I need to keep an eye on. And of course that would never happen if I were running direct off the dirty side. So, sorry about that, I think you've got the sun in the eyes. So still a bit of practicing at the moment. Like I said, I'll run that for 4 or 5 days and then decide which one I shall run it off more permanently, and up to now it looks as though it's going to be the dirty side of the bottom drain. Right, thanks for watching, bye. Almost like flames. The sunlight coming through. Right, so where are we on the experiment? So what I've done is I've cut short the experiment, taking the water out of the biochamber and running it through the upflow filter. A couple of reasons. there would be 3 pumps drawing water out of the biochamber, and the biochamber just couldn't keep up. It was drawing water out, leaving the media high and dry. Despite the fact that I turned down the upflow filter pump, it still couldn't keep up. I believe Righty uses his upflow filter and puts his water back into his biochamber. I don't. I pump mine straight out into the pond. So there is too much of a delay for the top-up system to catch up. If it was coming straight out of the tap, I dare say it might have a chance of catching up, but because it's got to pass through the big blue pre-filter and then the 3-stage filter, which is now in the garage. Those eagle-eyed people have noticed that it's gone from there, and I'll show you where it is now. So I have switched back to drawing water from the pond, from the bottom drain. It's experimental, it still works, and I'm more than happy with it. Current positioning now of the 3-stage is here, so hopefully we can get rid of the water, the green water. This pre-filter still needs to be changed, but because the whole lot is now in the dark and easily manageable, I'm going to leave it where it is. So yeah, very happy with the upflow filter. I've just completed the solenoid valve section, which I described earlier, and I just need the rest of the bits, the electrical cabinet, the sockets, before I can make it fully automated. And again, that'll be experimental. Anyway, in the meantime, thanks for watching. If you can throw anything in positive, please do. If it's all negative, please don't. In the meantime, take care of yourself, double jabbed, look after your family. Bye bye.